Here's where your eyes go when you get that stat sheet in front of you. You checked something right when you sat down. Where did your pen go when your eyes go?
Turnovers. Would you like to check my work? Turnovers and third downs and fourth downs. Just the kind of the efficiency there of being 9 of 14. Kind of how I look at it at the end of drives is that's a good percentage. The one interception was kind of a Marcus is to a point where he thinks, and we talk about this all the time, the guy is just, it's like quarterback 505 in terms of he's trying to run the guy's route with the throw. That doesn't work. You can't make a guy change his path with the ball. And he's thinking, okay, he needs to do this with the throw, and that's very difficult to do. He's really good, but he's not that good. But then he comes back and makes some phenomenal plays, both with his arm and his feet. That play there at the end to Darren Carrington was just classic. And big win.
Far side Tyson.
You talked about trading touchdowns for field goals, and then they're coming down and they have that, I think it was 4th and 3, where Derek ends up breaking it up. It looks like they were trying to, stop that field goals and go for the touchdown there. How just important was that?
That's big. That again is a total team deal of just the pressure that the offense can put on that decision. Really of whatever, if it's 7-3, 7-3, and then the next time you're in the 3 zone, now do you have to start pushing the envelope a little bit, and that's a total team deal. That's having faith in your teams. That's having faith in your defense, and we absolutely have that.
Left side right here, Will Rubin.
Coach, talk about efficiency. Had about 250 yards on the ground, 260, 270 through the air. Most rushing yards Stanford's given up, points. A lot of efficiency numbers go in your favor. Is that about as well as you could have hoped it could have gone?
Well, it's never as well, unless it's 100% in every area. And we made a ton of just, like we talked about at halftime, missed layups. For Mark Smerio to miss some of the throws that he did was uncharacteristic, and that's very encouraging that you can play that well against that good of a team, that decisively, and still make a ton of mistakes. And that's where we just have to go back and look at ourselves and what we can improve upon. And the neat thing about it is those guys are extremely competitive. They're extremely critical of themselves in a very good way. And we'll go back, like we said, go back to work tomorrow to get ready for another tremendous challenge in this conference.
Middle here.
How important was it to play with a lead and a good size lead, and then those first 3 drives, 75 yards, all of them very efficient? It's almost like you kind of knew what was coming.
Well,
did you have it scripted? In other words, did you know what was coming? Sort of.
We had a great week of preparation, and I believe a ton in our guys, and it's just a matter of going out there and believing in what they've done. And they've had a great several weeks in a row of preparation, and that leads to what we talk about around here is true confidence and going out and just playing and competing. And if it comes down to a bounce here, or a tip there, or weather, or a call, that's whatever. But the way that they've prepared and the way that they believe in each other right now is special. And now, again, our reward is a tough opponent in a great venue for another difficult one. But
What about playing from ahead, though, Mark? I mean, against this team.
I like to be ahead. I'm for that, particularly at the end. Again, it goes back to just trying to put the pressure on them. Their defense, the scary part about them is their defense at any time can just stone cold shut you down. Their special teams, even there at the end, I'm hammering our guys, and a couple of the coaches are on the headset like, hey, we should feel good about this. But that guy can go 97 yards here in 4 seconds. And, the same thing offensively. They have, guys capable of doing that at any time. And to finish the game the way, we did was encouraging.
Front right, Matt.
Stanford got within a score late in the third quarter. What was your message to the group going out on that drive? And then how big was that drive for the score and kind of get back into the groove of things?
Huge, and it was exactly that of they cut it to 1 score, and we were going to hold serve, so to speak, and preferably with a touchdown. We talked about touchdowns, talked about one at a time, talked about a little bit of the strategy going into it. It seemed like we had about 19 TV touchdowns in a row. Sell a lot of product tonight, but that was a huge drive.
Just a reminder, Coach is available again tomorrow at 5. AJ?
Coach, everybody's invited.
Love to have you.
You said a few times in the past couple of years that you wanted a more physical team. With this game in the evidence bank, where do you think you are on that path to becoming a more physical team?
I have no idea. I know we're on the path to be a really good team in our conference, and I think our guys are physical. I think our guys are tough. I think the biggest thing right now is they're mentally tough and competitive, and that comes with having a great Monday, having a great Tuesday, and the willingness and ability to come back and do that. And that's hard, especially when you have success. And that was, I told them in the locker room, that's probably the hardest thing about tonight is to get ready, to get ready for the next one and flush this one. It's big for our fans, big for in a lot of ways, and it's one. It doesn't, they don't give us two for this one. If they will, we'll take it, but I don't think they will.
Front left, Molly.
Mark, not just the way that you did it, but the fact that it's done, is there a feeling of the monkey's off your back now? After 2 losses in a row to Stanford?
No.
And solving Stanford's air quotes and fun.
Was there ever an actual monkey on my back? Primate was there? No. I think the issues that we had for the most part were, and again, it's not to take anything away from Stanford, were Oregon. It was an Oregon problem. It was our individual issues here and there, team here and there, coaching here and there that led to 2 losses. But obviously very, very pleased about the result tonight, and have to again flush it and move on.
Front left, right here, John.
Marcus had his feet tonight. You didn't have him that way last year. How different does that make the game for you when he can do that?
Huge. They're too talented to be to not have every facet of an offense, any offense, and particularly ours. But you look at the teams that they had trouble defending, and there haven't been too many. There's that element. It's a throw, run, pass, total threat. Throw, run, pass. How about that? Element has to be there. They're just too good not. They're too good not to.
Middle.
On that note too, Royce Freeman, big kid,
Yeah.
6 foot 230, being able to rush between the tackles, hard to take down. Can you talk about his contribution in this game? And then those 2 screenplays, did those sort of come out of, hey, we see something here to get us out of this hole?
Well, yeah. I'll answer the second part first. The biggest thing is their pass rush. They're an excellent pass rush team with 3 guys, with 4 guys, with 5 guys, however many they happen to bring. They're excellent at applying pressure, and so we had to have some things, whether it was the misdirection, the fly sweep action, the run pass stuff, to slow them down a little bit. And that was big. And I thought Thomas Tyner ran really physically tonight. Byron, when he was in there, had a couple opportunities. Royce did a great job as well. And again, that's how it's going to be against those guys. They're not going to just park the seas. You have to earn it. And an arm tackle with those guys is a big physical arm, and you have to ram it in there for 5. And 2nd and 5 tonight a few times was that's a big down and distance for us to stay multiple.
Standing here on the right. I didn't hear that.
I think he said last question. Pretty sure.
Last question. I got you, Coach.
Thanks.
Mark, you mentioned it had been an Oregon problem against these guys, not more internal. Now that you have cleared that hurdle, how big of a hurdle was it for you guys, and just the significance mentally going forward?
If there's any added significance, which I'm sure there is to some degree, it's just that it's mental. They don't, like I said, they don't give us 2 wins. We don't get extra credit for winning this game, but it was it's big just because of what they've done and how talented they are and how well coached they are. We have a ton of respect for those guys. It's been a great battle, and they won 2 in a row, and so now we won 1, but that's just it, 1, and we have to move on.
Again, Coach is available tomorrow at 5. Thanks, Coach.